Welcome to the Solimi Dreams channel. Gently turn off the lights in your room, slip on your headphones or set the volume just right and close your eyes. I hope sleep finds you peacefully, perhaps even before the story comes to an end. So now, without delay, let me softly begin tonight's story. The Cursed Game, GTA 6. The anticipation was palpable. After years of rumors, leaks, and speculative videos, GTA 6 was finally announced. Gamers worldwide were ecstatic, and pre-orders flew off the digital shelves. Among them was Alex, a die-hard fan of the series. He had played every installment, from the pixelated streets of Liberty City to the sun-soaked chaos of Los Santos. The trailer promised something revolutionary, a sprawling map that merged multiple cities, hyper-realistic AI, and a storyline darker than ever before. But something about the release seemed odd. Only a limited number of digital copies were available, and the official site was vague about the reasons. Alex managed to secure a copy after hours of refreshing the site. His screen flickered, and a download prompt appeared. Grand Theft Auto 6 Beta. Access Beta. He hadn't signed up for any testing. He dismissed the thought, chalking it up to Rockstar's usual secrecy. The download was slow, crawling like a virus through his hard drive, but eventually it was complete. The game's icon appeared, a simple grayscale logo with the Roman numeral 6 flickering slightly. He launched the game and it greeted him with an unnerving message. Warning: this game may contain scenes of graphic violence, disturbing imagery, and themes unsuitable for sensitive audiences. Alex scoffed. Typical Rockstar disclaimer. He hit start. The screen flickered, showing distorted images of cityscapes, sirens blaring, and voices whispering incoherently. Finally, the title screen loaded. But the music was unsettling, a droning, low hum, almost like a chant. The game began with a character named Ray, a former convict returning to his hometown after a long stint in prison. The graphics were beyond anything Alex had seen. Hyper-realistic to the point where he could see the wear on Ray's knuckles and the dirt embedded in his skin. The city was a grim version of Vice City, but grittier, more oppressive. Fog blanketed the streets, and NPCs looked vacant, their eyes hollow and movements unnatural. He took Ray to a bar. The patrons didn't react as usual. They just stared at him, unblinking. One of them, a woman in a tattered dress, whispered, "He's watching." Confused, Alex tried to engage with her, but Ray froze, and the game glitched. Her face stretched unnaturally, eyes widening before the screen went black. When it rebooted, Ray was standing in a forest clearing, far from the city. The only light came from a flickering street lamp. In the distance, Alex saw a tall figure standing just beyond the trees, partially obscured by the darkness. He tried moving Ray, but the controls felt sluggish. The figure moved closer, unnaturally fast, and Alex's screen distorted, showing flashes of static and grotesque images. A car crash, a man screaming, a burning house. Panicking, he yanked out his headset and checked his computer for viruses, but his system was clean. He relaunched the game, determined to figure out what was going on. This time, the title screen had changed. The number 6 was smeared with what looked like blood, and Ray's face was bruised, his eyes wide with terror. The game loaded into Ray's apartment, but something was wrong. The windows were boarded up, and the radio was stuck on a distorted news broadcast. Authorities are searching for a local man linked to a series of brutal killings. Victim's face disfigured beyond recognition. The suspect remains at large. Ray's phone buzzed. Alex checked the in-game messages. A new one read, "It's your fault. You let him in." Confused, he tried exiting the apartment, but the door wouldn't budge. Suddenly, footsteps echoed from the hallway, slow and deliberate. Ray's breathing grew ragged. A glitchy text popped up. "Run." Desperate, Alex maneuvered Ray through the apartment, finding a rusty hatch in the kitchen floor. He pried it open and dropped into darkness. The screen pixelated, showing flashes of the same tall figure, his face a blank, pale void. Ray's heartbeat thudded through the speakers. When the game stabilized, Ray was in a tunnel, water dripping from the ceiling. A distorted voice whispered, "It's your fault. You summoned him." Suddenly, Ray's phone buzzed. It was a photo of Alex's own bedroom, taken from his computer webcam. Cold fear gripped him. He shut off his computer, but it wouldn't power down. The game continued to run, the tunnel stretching infinitely. His phone vibrated. A text from an unknown number. "You can't escape. He's here." Frantically, Alex tried to pull the plug, but the screen remained on. In the game, Ray looked up and the tall figure appeared at the end of the tunnel. The screen glitched again and Ray screamed, a blood-curdling human scream that didn't sound like a game file. Alex heard it echo in his own room. He ripped out the power cord and the screen went black. Shaking, he double-checked his room, but nothing seemed out of place. Gathering his courage, he reconnected the computer. As it booted, he noticed the game icon was gone. There was no trace of GTA 6 in his system files, no record of the purchase. His heart pounded as he checked his phone again. The last message was gone, replaced with one final line. "You let him in." That night, Alex couldn't sleep. The game, the figure, it felt too real. At 3 a.m., his phone buzzed again. This time it was a voicemail. Trembling, he hit play. The same distorted hum played, and then a whisper. Still watching. He glanced at his screen, and to his horror, his webcam light was on. Alex yanked it off, but the feeling of being watched never left. Days passed, and he couldn't shake the paranoia. Reports began surfacing online. Other players who had downloaded a strange beta of GTA 6 and then vanished without a trace. The game seemed to haunt anyone who played it, drawing them deeper into its twisted narrative until reality itself seemed to blur. One evening, while browsing forums for answers, Alex saw a post titled GTA 6, the game that summons him. He clicked it. The user claimed that the game wasn't just a beta, but a cursed file designed to summon an entity known as the digital Specter, a presence that needed a vessel in the real world. The last line of the post sent chills through Alex's spine. If you played it, he's already inside. A loud knock on his door made him jump. He cautiously opened it to find nothing but a USB stick on the floor. Written in Sharpie on its side were 2 words: "Play me." Swallowing his fear, Alex picked it up. As he turned it over in his hands, he felt a cold presence behind him. He didn't dare turn around, but in the dark reflection of his monitor, he saw it. A tall, faceless figure standing just inches away. The lights flickered, and the last thing Alex heard was the soft, raspy voice whispering, "You can't escape the game." I hope you've already drifted off into a peaceful sleep. If not, I truly hope the upcoming stories on my channel will help you get there. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I'd be so happy if you liked and shared this video with your friends. It means a lot and gives me the encouragement to keep creating more stories like this.